Hello, this is Geoff.
And I'm Gena.
We're hoping you're doing very well wherever you are in the world, with your libation in hand.
We're still out here in Hollywood, California.
Well, this is home.
It's home, yeah. And we just enjoyed Valentine's Day weekend 2020. And Geoff, I have to thank you for Geoff got me a dozen red roses for
welcome, baby.
For Valentine's Day. Thank you so much. It was such a nice surprise, and it's I'm not going to share with you which birthday it is. But
don't worry, I'm the older one either way. Yeah. So everyone here, our new neighbors, our new our new people that are very welcoming to us.
Yeah.
We've been here, over 6 months now, and open armed. So we can't complain about a thing. Just everything has been great. The restaurants, the atmosphere, and us resting and enjoying. Really enjoying
and creating.
Being in the first world, a country that has a variety, which we were in a country that had limited variety, extremely limited variety. It was like every day it was getting more and more limited. Mm-hmm. No one seemed to care. No one seems to care in that government. Taxes
were going up, and they were too high. We didn't have taxes before 2014. And then, after 2014, it went from 7.5%. And then, in 2018, it went up to 12%. So you just have to, double the tax.
And then also this price gouging.
Yeah,
there is no price control in the Bahamas. There are these... it's a welfare system. It's a bunch of government offices, and I don't think people know what they're doing, and other people block them from doing what it is that they're supposed to do because other people block those people. And it's for such a small country to have so much confusion, but that's because of so few who are greedy.
But big countries have confusion too.
Hey,
and then,
I choose the first world.
Look at Brexit.
UK is finally realizing they're not as good as they thought they were. Look, the students can't even afford college in that country. Once you
remove yourself from the Zollverein, which is the German trade circuit, right? Once you remove yourself from that, it's all downhill from there.
Well, wait a second. It was downhill before then because the education there was just too high, and here in West Hollywood, we have heard British accents, Australian accents. Everyone, it seems to be,
coming here. Everybody's gravitating towards.
Everyone's here already, And what's fascinating to me is just that we came here kind of at a time when there's a lot of high energy. Employment is high in the entertainment industry, writers and new ideas, Netflix and Amazon Prime, and we've been watching Pluto TV from time to time, and everything that that documentaries that we couldn't get a hold of. It's been an incredible.
Yeah, it's a wealth of information.
A wealth of information. Yeah, really opening on this wider.
Yeah, it shows that there's no reason why we have to go through, why Bahamians have to go through what they're going through, the suffering that they're going through. There's no reason for it.
The Bahamas should be like Monaco. End of story. The fact that it isn't, you can point to the people. You point to the names.
The people that are holding,
and there are few of them.
Holding the country back.
And it's no Illuminati or anything so conspiratorial. It's just a bunch of greedy, lazy. They're most of the cases uneducated. They've never seen college. Mm-hmm. In most cases, they get someone who's gone to college to put their money behind, to be their face, because they come out. They are who they are. you know.
Penguins on the tip of an iceberg, you know what I mean?
And stopping the problem is you can be who you are, but don't stop other people from their progress. I got a big problem with that. And that country's been doing it. And the names, I personally, you know, got like been going on their little pages, and even though we've left, you know, you still don't want to turn your back. If you can help, even though you're gone, you should, you know, send back a message saying that it shouldn't be like that. The fact that Gena and I we were able to leave, thank God, we were, you know,
by the grace of God, and His grace is sufficient.
And I'm telling you, there was a small window, I assure you, a small window in which we left the Wednesday before Hurricane Dorian hit. And you don't know when planes would have been up and running after that. You don't know what kind of financial, you know, banking that might have been delayed even further. We don't know anything that would have happened after Dorian hit. So getting out, that was a major bonus that pushed us, gave us great blessing that we could, you know. But they had another issue there in the Bahamas about marital rape.
Yeah, they did. They're battling back and forth.
I'll let you introduce this. What is marital rape for those countries that don't know?
Apparently, all the countries around the world have signed some kind of international covenant, you know, or convention. Excuse me, that's what they call it, convention. On marital rape, on a ban against marital rape, and every country in the world has signed on to it except for like the Bahamas and like I think Nigeria, or it was like some bunch of like little African countries and maybe a Middle Eastern country or something like that. And so the debate was, should Bahamians or the Bahamas government lop itself with these few African countries that refuse to sign the marital rape law, or should they go ahead and sign it and then join the United States and other countries that have signed it? And the whole argument is that Bahamian men are like, we don't rape our wives. So why do we need to sign on to this marital rape bill? You know, we don't rape our wives around here, man. It ain't that kind of party. We'll rape the husbands, but not the wives.
Well, this is the Bahamas has some aggressive and very powerful homosexuals in certain positions.
Homosexual society. It's a society. They communicate. They have a treasury.
And we're not talking about the ones that live nice lives.
No, they have a president.
Their business. No, we talking about the ones that want to get in your business. They want what the big greedy cats.
There's an executive chairman.
I don't know how it works. Gena worked in government long time. 14 years in government.
Yeah.
All of
them are in government, and they all run government too.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the cat's out the bag. It's
out the bag now.
It's a secret in plain sight.
There's nothing wrong with it as long as you know you're representing the people. You're representing everybody. You can't represent nepotism. It's running rampant in the Bahamas, which is attached to corruption. So you're living on an island. You have to bring in stuff. Anything that comes in there, it's 3 times the amount of wherever it originated from. Maybe 4 times the amount. So that's a problem. That's an issue, depending upon what kind of work you're trying to do. Most people who come to the Bahamas and try to set up shop, maybe I shouldn't even say most people, I should say some people really try to do it. It's teachers, doctors, really honest, wanting to learn more about their craft and wanting to do it in a place that is easygoing enough. See, this is what the society was supposed to be, and that's what Gina and I grew up in. This crap that they got going on is something I cannot even recognize. You know what?
You know, when you have to ask the question, when a man has to ask another man, how many times you rape your wife today?
You know what I'm saying?
And the other man doesn't have an answer. I don't touch her. I ain't touched her in 10 years.
You know,
no.
And then there's the other man. There's the other man in the Bahamas who got a bunch of illegitimate children.
3 or 4 families.
You know what I'm saying? And he don't claim all of them. So there's a bunch of them who are all angry and missing their pa.
He don't claim all of them because he know their ma bad. You know, I know your ma head is bad. That's why I can't control her.
Hey, I'm glad you're speaking out for the good man. I'm gonna speak out for the bad ones that didn't have any money and started stuff and didn't know how to finish it. You know, and they went running off and ducking into the bush.
True.
You understand? There's too many of you all in a small country. This is what has messed up the country. There's a famous case about a former member of parliament. Okay, the guy's happily married. Guess what? He cheats on his wife. Guess what? His wife and the mistress are pregnant around the same time. Wife has a son. The mistress has twins, I believe. Something like that. Anyway, they grow up. He tries to bring the families together.
He busted a double load in the sweetheart.
You know what I'm saying? Look. This piece of work.
Double what?
This piece of work. So he grows these boys up together. Well, you know, the twins, they don't feel as loved as from the original, from the house with the name. They're not in that big house. They're probably in an apartment, probably in a smaller house. So they grow up with the son with the name, and they get into hijinks. And guess what? The son with the name winds up dead. You understand? This is the extreme of illegitimacy in the Bahamas. Small place, you got to know where you come from, and when you have a certain amount of people who know where they come from and a certain amount of people who don't know where they come from, that's a problem.
It's like Horton here's a who. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Dr.
Dr. Seuss. Horton here's a who. Looking for an elephant to hear him toot through a flower.
To make him so we got a bunch of people running for office who are not qualified to represent the people, and it's all about the party, and the party drags people. It's not like the U.S. where it's about the individual and who is a part of the party. Who represents the party.
Where you could have Tom Steyer and Bloomberg put out, $400,000 worth of ads out there.
400 million.
400 million.
They're in the million, and Bloomberg has threatened billion.
Yeah. Ooh.
He's threatened 1 billion for whoever wins to go up against Trump.
Wow. Oh, the stakes are on.
Oh, the stakes are always high. This is the first world nation.
Yeah.
The stakes are high.
Yeah.
You know.
And to be the leader of the free world, you got to put up or shut up.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We came from the exact opposite. We came from a bathtub economy.
Where the leader of the country grew up pumping gas.
You know what I'm saying?
In his father's gas station.
And he doesn't know how to operate the faucets in the bathroom. You know what kind of trouble that is.
He thinks he's the father of the country because he delivered 5,000 babies.
He didn't think that nature had anything to do with that. God's work. The planning above that's already been set in stone.
Geoff, when he got into office and in the first speech, right? He said he first alluded to they tried to fire me, but here I am. Yeah. Right? He came out with that.
With revenge, he wins. Do you hear this?
He's the winner.
He's the winner now. Mm-hmm. No, he's not celebrating winning. No, he's celebrating going after the revenge. He wants to let people know he's going after.
He's going after the payback. He's a big payback. You know what I mean?
James Brown payback.
Yeah, James Brown type payback. And it's like, Whoa! Then we didn't elect you. We didn't want a prime minister with baggage. You know, bringing your baggage to the office.
Where is some kind of therapist to come deal with him? He gotta,
But he's a therapist. He's the first thing.
He's not a therapist.
Now listen, the first thing these doctors learn.
I massage pussy too. I don't go around saying I'm a gynecologist.
Yeah, you do. And you do it really well. You should be a gynecologist. You know what I mean? That's it. That's my baby. Come here, give me a kiss. Give me a kiss for that one. I like that one. Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Don't be impressed with doctor. Don't be impressed with minutes. Don't be impressed with that.
You know what I mean? No, but he came into the game with this whole attitude, right? Like, number one, he was mad at the people who fired him as leader of the opposition, which was his whole party, right?
Wow.
But then the party brought him back. He was still leader, and they still voted for him. People voted for him. He got a chance. He's in there, and like the first thing that he does is first thing he does is just go after his enemies. Like Pontius Pilate, just puncturing people.
He's a hot mess. And he enjoys it. He never learned the job, and now it's coming to the time when he's looking back on all that he's done. He's had great trips. He's eaten wonderful food on the people's purse. He's done wonderful experiences acting like Benny Hill in front of Buckingham Palace.
Oh my God!
I've never had a chance to do
imitating.
that.
He was imitating the beefeaters doing their march.
I think Fred Scuttle, the character of Fred Scuttle. But you know how far back I go. So anyway, yeah, when you know a Benny Hill character name, but you bad. Y'all can't hang with that. Anyway, so he was doing all of this kind of stuff, and he let the job get to him. He was a simpleton. The country, in the time that Gina and I grew up there, to the time that it is now, has dropped in intelligence. It has dropped in culture. The TV station that started in 1978 there was a wonderful tribute to foreign and local culture. We got to see the best of American and British and Canadian television. We got to see German commercials. We got to see Bahamian news, plus their, a couple of programs.
All kind of international programming.
James Catlin had a comedy show.
And local programming.
And he was funny as hell. James Catlin captured the Bahamian culture, the island culture, that basic, just caveman. Yeah, he died. And he got knighted. And he got knighted. He got knighted. I saw him in the store, He got the Y, but anyway, that's what they say. That's what they say. That's what they say. Don't ask me what that is. Anyway, you know how that goes. So there was a lot between '78 and now we just into 2020. It's as if the programming on their local stations are worse than the stuff. It's not like it is. It's worse than the stuff in 1978. It's like it was like the stuff in the network that they started in '78. If they thought that we were going to put on the stuff that they have on today, they would have scrapped it. This is how bad this situation has become. And what's worse is that in television, communication is all over. You see European, you see South American television. When you look at their local, it's worse than high school. It's worse than a high school entry level of just learning how to make television in a studio. It's unreal. So let's start talking.
Yeah, I know. We're
It's punking in time.
We're punking in time. Yeah, we can start talking about coronavirus.
Absolutely. Coronavirus is on. Let's say it's COVID-19 or something like that. COVID-19.
Oh my God, they've classified it.
They've classified it. Yeah, and it's in Cambodia now. It's officially in Cambodia.
Jeff, if they classified it, that means that there's different strains of it.
Yes.
It's mutated.
Yes. They, from what I have heard, the person in Cambodia who came off the ship was 83 years old, did not have symptoms of it on board, but when they came off board, symptoms arose. So it was like it was dormant.
Oh my God.
And there was like certain factors in the air maybe you brought it about.
Probably the heat, right?
Well, it's
Heat
cool.
is it?
It's cool this time of year.
So is it heat activated or is it a cool
I think
activated?
it's cool activated because doctors think that when it heats up, it'll burn away when spring comes.
When summer goes, the sun will kill it.
Yeah, the sun will,
Dissolve it. Yeah.
Right. And but in the Bahamas, the Bahamas started a big business with the Chinese, which is Bahamar, which they stole from Sarkis's Marillion.
Okay. And then they took the money that they made from Sarkis's Marillion and they bought the British colonial Hilton.
But by the way, Sarkis owns Planters Peanuts. And by the way, you make bombs out of peanuts, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The main ingredient in dynamite
is peanuts. Peanut juice.
Peanut juice. Peanut oil.
Peanut oil. Excuse me.
Yeah.
In the Bahamas, they have just a term. Just to make anything nasty, you put juice behind it.
It was George Carver Washington.
George Washington Carver.
Who discovered
the many uses of the peanut.
Of the peanut, yeah.
Correct.
Exactly.
Yes. And it was Jiffy.
So the black man can make bombs. Don't worry about that. It ain't just the Germans that can make bombs.
Yeah, that was always the case.
Yeah.
Jiffy was my first peanut butter.
Because Germans come from Africa. That's where they all learn how to make bombs.
Like the goaters, the Saxa goaters.
Exactly. The other half of it.
Currently the Windsors.
They're the Windsors, yeah. You change your name, but you can't change your history.
No, you like black because you are black.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why most of the Commonwealth countries are black.
Exactly. But Queen Charlotte was the first notably black queen.
We got to give it up to Queen Charlotte.
Yeah, married to King George III. So, that may be another reason why Americans retaliated against.
Yeah, that was the first time. That was the first time.
During the American War the American War for Independence. Somehow I feel like revolution should be in that sentence somewhere, but I don't know where.
Revolution.
American Revolution and the War for Independence. Correct. There we go. I knew revolution was supposed to be in that sentence.
Don't pat yourself on the back all that. Your education paid off.
That wasn't what the point. Okay, I was just
keep going. Yeah.
Listen, I'm trying to non-linear. Okay, now we said cute. Yes. Okay, he was married. Okay, King George III was married to Queen Charlotte. Right. Queen Charlotte came from the German household of Saxe-Gotha.
The Windsors now.
Which are the Windsors now.
Of today.
And she was black. She was German, black, and Portuguese. She's whatever that.
So when you that kind of mix, you're black.
You're black. That's one drop. That's one drop, and that's
one drop rule.
I'm telling you, that's why the Windsors are acting the way that they're acting. It's the black in them that's coming out.
Royal niggers.
Royal niggers.
Which is a term that is applied when you go above and beyond the nastiness and pettifogging
exactly.
that is necessary.
And if you ask them about their heritage, they're very proud to tell you, oh yes, Queen Victoria's grandmother was a black woman.
Well, come on, look at the lips. The lips tell you.
Look at the features. A lot of very round features.
Yeah, okay, you include the round features. It's lips to me.
It's lips.
It's lips to me. I can tell if you're a little bit of black from your lip. You understand? I can look at you. And I can tell you. I can tell you 2 generations back, you got black in you.
You got black in you.
I tell you, trust me, you don't even have to say a word.
It's easy to find.
I'll sense the black in you.
Just by the way you hold your fork.
I don't even need to go that far.
And the way you hold your knife.
Right? Hold your knife. Look at the way they stand in line. That's black.
They're black. They're black. I know
Oh,
they are.
they are waving that. Now you got to classify. Are they black from the south? Are they black from the northeast? Black from the northwest?
Are they Africans?
Oh no! That's
Ooh.
that's clear, easy. You can tell, easy, trying to dominate the situation. No.
Yeah, they are arrogant.
Yeah, no, not here, not here.
That's why.
Take a number.
That's why they won't sign that marital rape bill. What is this? What kind of darkness is this?
Oh, that's a good accent.
I do not rape my wife. I love my wife. She is the temple of the church. See this Bible you gave me? I read from cover to cover. I know. My wife is the temple of my church.
How many Africans have you seen down in the Bahamas with the same game, with the same hustle? Huh?
They drive bus though.
Oh, the jitney. Oh, remember that one time we were suffering.
Real Africans don't like the Bahamas though.
No. We saw him. We saw one. He was driving the bus.
Mm-hmm.
We were down there. They call them jitneys.
The jitney bus.
And we had to go into the island, into where King Kong somewhere is, that big gate.
Over the hill.
Over the hill. They call that over the hill.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a reason why it's over the hill. That's where all the votes are, and that's where there's lack of intelligence, or lack.
Mm-hmm. That's where Junkanoo's made.
That's confetti in a shack with weed.
Yeah, confetti costumes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Confetti. Confetti. You may not think of maybe something that lasts longer. Don't let me mess it up. I don't want to change nothing.
How many trees had to get cut down so that you can make a costume?
Confetti. Confetti.
Confetti and cardboard.
Just the concept. Confetti.
Confetti.
It's so.
Anything that shines in security lights. Just shine like just attracting the sharks.
Oh my God! How did we survive living there?
I don't know.
How did we survive? You know what?
We were observant.
There were times. There were times. We didn't have a car. I didn't have a car the last 2 years I was there. I think we rented one, and then so we were walking. So I remember numerous days where Gina wasn't walking no fucking more.
Right.
And guess what?
I cut that off.
Yeah, guess what? Your boy Jeff needed a bottle of vodka. And guess what? Who was walking?
Who was walking?
So Jeff was walking, and you know what you got to do on long walks?
What?
Okay. I'm telling you, Skyline Drive, this is this long walk. And
At least 20 minutes.
Cars passing me who I grew up, and I know these people ain't nobody. They just end up in the neighborhood and just passing. And we used to be neighbors, and I know some of them knew my father and all that kind of stuff, and just passing. And it got so rude. That was one thing that we.
That was at the point where we were walking with God at that point in time, because the affront was just too offensive.
Disgusting. Just disgusted. It's like you go away from the weekend, you come back home. It's just disgusting people around.
Yeah.
Just a sorry ass attitude, and everything is expensive.
But then okay,
more expensive than usual.
Now this is what we're talking about, right? Let's go back to what we're talking about this coronavirus, Jeff.
Okay.
Because this is very serious, right?
It is. People are nasty.
Yeah, no, but not only that, the Chinese ambassador to the Bahamas, Ambassador Huang, and that's Huang, Huang, right? He's been there for a while trying to close some deals. The last deal he wanted to close was the point. That was the transitioning of the British.
You should make mention how you know this dude.
Well, I was the vice president of the Bahamas-China Friendship Association, so I met him as a part of that organization. Tony Capron was the president at the time. And so we would sit around the table and have luncheons with him out in Old Fort Bay and that kind of stuff.
Old Fort Bay is Sean Connery lives in Lightfoot. He has a house in Lightfoot Key. I don't know if you know. And Old Fort Bay is near there to kind of give you an idea. So Old Fort Bay is kind of like a ritzy neighborhood of Connery. It's not too far away.
It's upper middle class. It's upper.
It's high end. It's high
It's
end.
upper
It's
class.
It's low high end. Low high end. So you're talking 3, 4, 5 million to get in?
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Yeah, you're right. That whole area.
Around there.
You need a good couple million and something in the bank.
Keep in mind, 04 Bay is different than life. You say, well, with 3, 4, 5 million, it shouldn't be that much different. No, it is different because you can get robbed in 04 Bay. They can come in on jet skis onto the beach and rob you, and it's the same people you invited to your party.
Exactly. And they come with police to rob you.
You know what I'm saying?
Terrible.
You don't know because people are broke. See, if the government really cared about the country, they would try to provide situations in which people can progress. And of course, the minimum wage needs to be raised and certain things and, things of comfort of life. Mm-hmm. So what they do is they use the electric company, which is government owned, which right there should tell you it's the Muppet Show.
Right.
That, it's Peter stealing from Paul and they're both working.
They're trying to sell the electric company back to the people. All right, so they're asking the people
who've been suffering, by the way, and I don't think
the citizens of the Bahamas own the electric company, and they are now trying to figure out a scheme where they can sell the electric company back to the Bahamian people, and then sell the gas sell the gas that runs the generator.
It's Amos and Andy.
It is.
I got refined oil and in the back.
In the backyard.
In the backyard. And it come out the ground refined. You could take that straight to the gas station. And everything will be. Do you understand what I'm saying?
It's just ridiculous. It's just tricking the people. Because the people are not going to do their research to realize that these people are lying to them. It's just
and then what do they do?
Environmental disaster.
So then they find out that they're lying. What's their recourse? What are Bahamians going to do?
Nothing.
You know what?
They have no legal recourse.
Look up at that coconut tree. Look up at that coconut. See what it does today. It's turning a little yellow today.
That's why they're trying to distract them right now with the talks about marital rape. It's just. So why are you talking about marital rape? Is there been a problem? If there is a problem, then pass the law. If there's not a problem, why are we even discussing this?
They got a QC. They got a lawyer down there, and he wants to run, and he's lousy. Wayne. Wayne, Yeah, he's just lousy. And he's not the only one. It's a whole slackness. Mm-hmm. You see, one slackness leads to another. You can't. Yeah, you can't. You if you blame one, you have to blame it all. And then the hypocrisy is at such a high level. 2 Governor General's houses have been revealed, have been robbed. Yeah. They represent the Queen in Commonwealth countries. And
they represent the Queen in the Bahamas.
In the Bahamas and Canada, and Australia has a.
And they have to negotiate for their own security detail so they don't get robbed. That's just ridiculous.
And the two former Governor Generals got robbed. There are 5 still remaining alive.
Right.
And former Governor Generals. They've used the Governor General's seat as a political party office, which is why you get 5, because you shouldn't have 5.
I think they're allotted about $1 million for the office for the pension for the office of the Governor General, but there's 5 of them, so 5 of them got to split that pension. Got to split that $1 million. That's
for our American and Canadian.
It's not that much money,
and and British, and other countries that get a good paycheck. This is a country that's really a shitty paycheck. And what's worse is that you have people trying to steal. On top of that, on top of your bad paycheck, you got to fight to keep. And the rules change. Mm-hmm. The rules can change in moments' notice.
They keep moving the goalposts.
They move the goalposts. They don't alert you. Mm-hmm. And there's no recourse. Who do you go to fight it?
Every man for himself, God for us all.
And there was a plastic bag ban, but what occurred was, I guess, this plastic bag ban just affected the woman who moved to the Bahamas from the U.S. and started some company.
Plastic bag business, and
She-
then now her plastic bag business is destroyed now.
It's defunct.
And then-
in a swipe of a pen.
The swipe of a pen.
So she didn't have time to find something else, to make it into something different. Needed time. That's
It's irresponsible how they, because people use plastic bags for all kind of different.
You know what?
You know what I mean?
Okay.
They use it for garbage.
In the Bahamas, right, when the lights go out, and there are many people who have lights out who are currently living day to day with their lights out, they use the garbage bags as the toilet. Then take the garbage bag, tie it up, and throw that in the bush. Okay, you can imagine that particular area, how many bags that can amount to.
especially in the middle of the island where they have no indoor plumbing. You know what I mean? So,
but it's inhumane,
they,
and it
they
wasn't
have,
like
they have
this.
outhouses. They've been using outhouses for years,
and the outhouses still remain.
Still in the 21st century, they have outhouses in the in the inner city areas in the capital city.
I have never seen a government
That's why
that
the
have
kids
no
are
shame.
wrong. Yeah.
They have no shame.
Yeah, no.
They grew up with these people. See, this is how small the society is. Most of these guys grew up with these people. They smile in their faces from year to year, and to do this, it makes it worse. It's you almost wish they would have sent a message to space and gotten aliens to do this to them. It would have been better off. See, this is what you get for getting aliens. No, this is what you get for getting these same people who you didn't know harbored jealousies, harbored
the 7 deadly sins, all kinds.
and they show each one of them. Each one of them show the face.
Yeah.
And
it's like Dante's Inferno. You know what I mean? Traveling through the 9 rings of hell. That's what it is. That's what it's like living there, and you get every taste of evil. From lust to greed to incontinence.
Yeah, Philip could tell you the taint of Perry. And tell you how that all is. There's an individual that did wrong the first and looking to lead another time. It's just I can't.
And the fellas can tell you the real reason why they don't want to legalize marital rape laws.
Or why they haven't legalized marijuana.
They were all for it, and then all of a sudden they decided that they weren't going to
They're
legalize
dragging
it.
their feet.
They want to only legalize it for the
few.
For the Rastafarians.
That ain't gonna work.
That's what they're saying. We might as well just legalize it. Legalize marijuana for the Rastafarians.
Okay, every Bahamian become a Rastafarian. Just get it over with.
I don't know what kind of morality that they're trying to uphold, because they really are not moral people at all. They have no sense of morality whatsoever. So
I've had it.
all of this pettifoggy, this dancing around, hypocrisy. It's for naught. You know what I mean?
It's confetti.
It's confetti. It's junkanoo.
Junk being the word.
Junkanoo. It's like Dr. Off. You know?
Let's see. I don't know. That's some kind of stinger that she's familiar with. I ain't into that. You know what? When Gena and I, when we get into when we have our little disagreements, and we try to joke about it. We try to get into joking.
We do joke about it.
We do joke about it. No. What I'm trying to say is that.
Right through that.
Let me tell you something. Our sense of humor is be cutting, boy. But there is one thing. It's just Gena has an island girl style to her, and that ain't going away. So I'm accepting that, but I can make fun of that every time I see it. Let me tell you something. I am gonna put a spotlight on that, because I'm gonna tell you. That thing is still there.
But you love me. You love me.
I love you. I love you. I tell you, absolutely. I love all of you. I as much as I dislike that.
I grew up in the United States,
I'm aware of that. As much as I dislike that island girl part of you, I accept it. I just make fun of it. That's how I deal with it. It just reminds me of the abuse that
That's okay. You can't change me,
I'm
buddy.
not trying to change you, baby.
I ain't saying you're trying to change me.
I wouldn't want you to try to change me.
No, but that's my I punkin'. I'm an island girl.
We're punking in together. Now, the island girl thing. Now I try to get this Beverly Hills up into you now. You know, I trying to work hard at that. So something got to give.
Yeah.
You just leave that, grass shack and all that grass skirt and stuff until we get to Hawaii.
So
Hawaii, I want to do.
We can't get over there right now. There's coronavirus all over.
I know. I said
that side of the world.
Yeah, I said Hawaii. I want to do. I'm willing to wait until it gets hot.
So let me get back to what I was talking about the coronavirus and how it's
COVID-19 or something.
Right. Let me talk about how that right now is affecting immigration and business over there in the Bahamas. The Chinese ambassador, Ambassador Wang, is scared. He looks scared. I mean, he's lost his, let's just say he's lost his poker face, right? And he's basically begging the Bahamas government to just let in the executives from China Construction America, CCA. Let them back in to the country. If not, he's afraid that the Point
Which
project,
is this another mega resort hotel in the Bahamas.
Right. What happened is that they bought the British Colonial Hotel, which is across the street from the American Embassy, and then they built a whole parking lot and marina and all kinds of stuff in the back there called one particular harbor. Now, that has blocked the American Embassy's view of the Nassau Harbor. So the American Embassy wants to move up on Bishop's Hill, so that they can have a nice view of the harbor, right? Which
I don't think that move is going to take place.
I don't think it's going to take place either because
it's too expensive, and the Bahamas ain't worth doing all that expense there.
But the Chinese have already entrenched themselves. CCA, China Construction America, has already entrenched itself in that investment. Now, if they can't come back here to finish off the investment, what's going to happen? That means that is going to be another Chinese project that's unfinished. And sitting up here in the Bahamas.
But that's what the Chinese are known for now. The coronavirus is a totally unknown situation that caused that, or that could cause it at this point.
Well, it's already stopping.
Stopped it.
It stopped the free movement of people, and it stopped the
progress
of the project. So now the
project is late.
Jeff, yeah, the project is late. It's not on time.
It's not on time.
Okay,
it's late.
It's delayed.
Mm-hmm.
And those Chinese construction workers, because they were saying it's 70% Bahamian workers and 30% Chinese, the Ministry of Labor is saying no, it's the other way around. 70%.
No, the 70%, union is saying.
The union, all right, whatever. Yeah. The union is saying that it's 70% Chinese workers and 30% Bahamians. That's against the law. That's against the contract. So it's not. It's not in the Bahamian government's advantage to allow the Chinese to come back and move back and forth. It's not at their advantage.
The virus is out there. You can't take a chance.
You heard what the Minister of Immigration, Financial Services, and Trade and Labor and Trade and whatever the fuck it. Listen, you ain't here with.
For what country?
That's Ellison Johnson.
Okay,
Ellison,
from the Bahamas.
From the Bahamas, right?
Yeah.
Right. He was sitting there. He goes, man. He goes, if you just get one of them people from over there to come to the Bahamas, they would wipe out the whole population there.
Yeah.
By bringing that coronavirus there. So imagine if you bring 2 or 3 or 4. So no, they're not taking any chances.
You can't. You got to get from China to the Bahamas. You got to go through international airspace anyway. You got to land somewhere.
Yeah.
And You know, that's an issue right there.
So they got to get those Chinese out of
Hey,
there.
we gotta say a big hey to our friend Martin.
Martin now?
Martin Allen, then. You know, and Martin has been saying, look, he's been swearing off cruise ships. And I didn't know what Martin was talking about because Martin and I, we were in set as age. So he knows the Love Boat, but he just looked at the Love Boat as some kind of rat trap. And I can't, you know. And then now you see people trapped on ships. Diamond Princess, they're trapped on the ship.
And quarantined.
Quarantined and brought out to walk for an hour and go back inside. And, you know, it's crazy. You did not...
Travel should not be a death trap.
We grew up with movies in the 70s. There were movies in the 60s too. The 60s and the 70s, there were movies about viruses, big ants, big insects, things that went crazy, haywire, earthquake, hurricane. There was a movie, Hurricane, that Mia Farrow was in. The tornado. You know, you just name it. Everyone thing. No, you know, and then there was a movie, Cassandra Crossing, which deals with a virus that's on a train.
Okay.
And they're trying to destroy the train. And the people on the train don't know. And then the people on the train survive. And then the movie ends because these people are going to take this virus into the freaking world. You know, I think they gave the impression that these people were okay. But like I said, it's a virus that was unknown. You know, so... they said that Debbie Gilley posted up a report stating that there was that young woman who was stating what was going on in Wuhan in China, how the Chinese government was turning on everybody, and turning on everybody. You know what that means. We're talking terminating. We're not talking no hospital stay because there's just too many people coming in sick. And we saw a video. We don't know if that's a true video of someone who was shaking.
Anytime you see somebody freaking out talking about the government is corrupt and isn't giving the full information, that's a red flag right there. Because that's one citizen too many complaining about your services. You know what I mean? You can't have citizens complain. Citizens are paying taxes, high taxes at that, almost starving.
Oh shit!
You know what I mean?
Can't fuck around.
Got to make lifestyle decisions.
We are not playing anymore, folks.
At the grocery store, and then you can turn around and hide information from the very citizens you taking money from to have a salary.
Tiger in the pool. Tiger in the pool.
It's completely, they're off, man. They shouldn't be doing that to their own people.
Yeah. You know, we sit here, you know, in our 6-month sabbatical and catching ourselves. You know, we're doing our business and everything, and we're moving slower than we normally would, which is a good thing.
Well, because of, you know, you got to get everything legal first before you can come out full force.
Yeah, but the one thing is that noticing how the world has changed 2019, 2020, you know, and, you know, it is about living your best life.
And reducing your carbon footprint.
And reducing your carbon footprint, because apparently this is becoming a problem. Constant earthquakes in different parts of the world that never had earthquakes.
You know what I'm saying?
And repeatedly. So
that's a reaction to what? What is the Earth trying to tell us?
Bahamas felt one. There was one that was felt in Florida. It was felt in Miami, I think. Yeah, like I said, you know.
It's like countries trying to collect insurance, eh?
they can try.
You know what I mean?
You can try. Yeah.
Yeah, that's rough, man. You just look at their annual report, and then you'll be like, oh, okay, that's what happened.
Yeah.
So you blame it coronavirus. That's a distraction. You're robbing your citizens again. Oh.
Yeah. We still have to charge you the extra.
Exactly.
You have to still pay that.
Yeah. Whatever disruptions there are out there in life, you got to prepare for them.
as best you can.
As-
But at the very same time, I know no one saw this coming. No one saw this coming. It was only,
I still think that Prince Philip is transitioning into this virus. And it's a slow transition because it's royal, right? It's got the pomp and pageantry of a disease that's meant to wipe out a third of the population of the earth. You know what I mean? It's like it's epic. It's grand. It's like it's got a sound effect. You know,
It will be
it's got a
talked about.
theme song and a sound effect.
It, definitely Oscar winner.
Oh, I know.
and of course awards beyond that.
Scorsese film? You think so? It
You
could
know,
possibly be.
Definitely be talked about for years and years and years.
Like The Irishman.
That was a journey.
That was a journey.
That was a journey.
You know?
You understand? That was a journey.
To find out that not only he paints the outside of houses, he paints the inside of houses.
Thoroughly.
And thoroughly, exactly.
Thoroughly.
You know what I mean? He says, I'll cook the inside of houses if you want. Make sure it's gone. Just a dark individual.
Dark.
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 Yeah.
Don't want to invite him to dinner.
Simple and dark. Well, we dealt with simple.
But he thought the altruism was coming out in him. He thought he was doing something good.
I know. Look, I try to tell you, these Bahamians in office think they try to do something. They trying to act like they somebody.
Yeah, yeah.
It is amazing to me. It is truly the emperor is without clothes.
But they're filling up that suit, though. They're filling up the suit. You know what I mean? I think all their problems would be solved if they would just pass the gender equality bill, you know, and give equal rights to everybody one time. Then they wouldn't have to worry about things like marital rape and all these little niche laws that they want to pass, you know, just to make it look like they're doing something. Nah, man, you know.
Look, there's a lawyer.
And work on your democracy as well. You know what I mean? That's what I say.
There's a lawyer out there who is trying to run for office, and he is not qualified. He is disgusting. He is not the right. He is not the person at all.
A lawyer that's not qualified? Let me hear.
Look, this individual cares so little about the people around him that he walks around with an STD. Now, you say, well, what does, he unzips his pants, he's dripping, No, it's the eye. There is an STD that causes the eye to run and to go red and to just be wet. And to be smaller than the other eye almost, and there are these types of STDs that show up on people's faces. We know of them, and this is one of those types of individuals currying for votes in a very poor area. The poor area is called Kemp Road, and I know this area very well, and they descend upon this area because it's the easiest area. You just bring booze and food. You understand? You pay a few electricity bills. It's a very cheap area as opposed to a middle class area, and so on. So you get the idea. And this individual, there are too many of him holding back the progress of the Bahamas. And,
they go into these poor areas and they promise empowerment to the people. And people get all excited, vote them in, and then they disappear for the next 5 years.
Then, wait a second. And how about the few that they pick who are totally unqualified, who, if they did learn, they could be good at it, but they would have to get a formal education, which, of course, there is no money to do so. So these people are given, I don't know, their oats because the new PM and this executive or that big title likes them, so they go around thinking that they've earned it, and they haven't. And there are a number of them who have, who think they're more than they are. down there. And for a small economy that is failing, this is added failure.
It's just too many greedy people, you know what I mean? I had a vision of them in the circle of greed, right? And I think it's the sixth circle in Dante's Inferno, where they're all dressed up like pirates, and they're just like throwing gold coins at each other, just all day long, and laughing, you know? That's my vision of them all sitting around in the circle of greed. You know?
See?
And it's a small circle sitting up there.
The blooms.
Yeah, exactly.
And I do believe that one of the many correct coin terms.
And you know what? They're in the circle where the gold doesn't melt. You know what I mean? I want to go into the platinum room. To tell you the truth, throw some platinum shit at some people. You know what I mean?
I'm sure you.
That's what I'm talking about. I ain't throwing gold. I'm not throwing gold. I'm not throwing silver.
The reason Gena mentioned platinum because there's a platinum store not too far from here in walking distance.
First one I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm like, what?
Every 2 days we talk about the platinum store.
Platinum Smith?
It has to be a platinum smith, not a goldsmith, not a blacksmith, not John Smith. Right. This is a platinum
Smith. That's right. Get a tiara made out of that. Platinum.
Be able to defend yourself as well.
You defend yourself as well. Anyway, it turns into a weapon.
You got that right. Mm-hmm. That platinum hits you. You will know.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Oh boy, but yeah, Jeff. So. It's been wonderful there.
Oh, it is. And until next time.
Okay.
Which will be podcast 5.
That's right. Or this was
this is podcast 5. It'll be podcast 6. That one.
Exactly.
So please enjoy podcast 5.
Exactly. So.
And enjoy your libation and live your best life.
Exactly. So I'm Gena.
I'm Geoff. Take care.
And we are out of here.